Well, if I had one of those little movie things that we could say like, that's a wrap. That's a wrap. We did it. ICCFA Annual Convention in Las Vegas, Mandalay Bay. It was spectacular. And we're kicking back here in the garden. Lori's got her morning coffee and we're just kind of chilling because of I'm worn out from the enthusiasm. I'm worn out from the vibrancy of this conference. What do you think?
I don't know if I'm worn out. I'm just happy to sit back and relax and say, job well done.
Well, job well done to everybody out there, right?
Yeah.
Not us, everybody out there.
No, that's what I'm talking about. I mean, we had 244 companies exhibiting in the exhibit hall. That's incredible.
You barely could get around to see all of them because they were in the exhibits. I thought this year were above board.
And it was hard to get around to see them all because there was so much buzz in the room the entire time. And I've never seen that before, where people were just stopping at every booth to have a conversation and really, connect again. It was fantastic.
Buzz is the word, right? Because it was palpable from the minute the convention hall opened to the closing bell, so to speak. It was palpable. You could feel the energy. It was like an energy you could feel in the room.
But I think one of the highlights for sure, all of the keynotes were fantastic. But I think who really, I hate to say it, but surprised me at how incredible he was is Damon John. It wasn't just the name. It wasn't that he's a shark at the Shark Tank. It's that his story was so compelling and so valuable, a message for everybody, anyone who can take away from what he has to offer. And we were able to get his book. And
the keynotes knocked it out of the park as far as I'm concerned. I mean, to me, all the educational opportunities, I think I tried to stick my head in on almost all of them. And the quality of look, Damon set the bar, right? Everybody went back and said, oh my God, and the room was packed, you couldn't stand. I mean, there were people standing in the back of the room.
Yeah, people were there early, waiting,
And it was, his delivery, I think, just grabbed everybody. The music behind him speaking. I mean, I'm stealing that.
I know.
If I can figure that out. I'm not smart enough to figure that out.
And that's why I was so surprised, just how engaging he was. A great speaker, great message, great overall.
But then you had Mark Scherenbrock keynote. I mean, again, look, when he started dancing like Mick Jagger on stage, I about peed my pants. I mean, the guy was spectacular. His message, and Lynn and Ricardo, everybody, all the keynote. But it just wasn't the keynotes. It was everything.
It was everything. Yeah.
I mean, the educational opportunities were great. And I just, I've heard through the grapevine, through some other blogs and things like that numbers were down and people were concerned. Well,
that's crazy. I can't believe that there's some kind of even negative about it, because all we heard when we got there, through the week and afterward, was just what an incredible feeling there was in there, and that people were attending, because that's not always the case, right? People show up for these conventions, they don't necessarily attend unless they make sure they get their credits if they're doing continuing ed, but they're not necessarily super engaged, and that's what I saw, is people were super engaged.
They were there.
It's silly to say. The attendance, as we were leading up to the event, we had seen the numbers coming in, and the numbers were outpacing in terms of as people were buying tickets, registering. We were outpacing all previous years.
Well, look, numbers don't lie.
Yeah.
Right? There were 1,125 people attending this event.
That were not exhibitors.
Just regular exhibitors. Regular attendees, not special attendees who got fees waived and all. Regular attendees, 1,125.
Yeah, and I think what's incredible about that too, and we don't have the actual number on it. We probably should look it up, but they weren't all from one or two companies, and so it was a nice spread of large and small organizations of all different levels within organizations, and that's always a really cool thing too, because we want everyone throughout the profession to be able to get the right education for whatever their role is, so they can move up, so that they could do a better job in what they're doing, and they can connect to others.
So the exhibitors got to have a large pool of people to talk to. I mean, if an exhibitor wasn't talking to people, it was their fault. That's a you problem, not a we problem, right? I mean, that's their problem. But there were the numbers staggering. There were as many people standing in the booths as exhibitors as there were attendees. So I mean, exhibitors were all about this too, right? There wasn't a shortage of people that registered for this event to go see. There were people to see. There were things to do. You could shoot a bow and arrow if you wanted to. You could talk technology. You could talk, development. You could talk urns. Anything you needed, it was there.
Well, and then of course the breakouts cover all those areas. So
yeah, I'm telling you, I went to a couple breakouts and I was like so happy. Oh, hi puppy. Hi, we have a new puppy that's joining the video right now. So she kind of has a haircut that looks like a politician right now, so we're not going to let her show her face. So anyway, I thought the breakouts, I sat in on 2 or 3 of them and they were spectacular.
I can't say anything but how incredibly proud we are of the entire team and ICCFA, for the staff at ICCFA, for consistently their professionalism, their organization, just everything that Nadira and staff do to bring quality education to our profession is really
it's unparalleled. It's unparalleled.
Thank you. That's what I was looking for.
So here's what I think we should do. I think we put a wrap on this, and then we pass it over to, look, next year.
Oh, I'm so excited for
I am too.
Chairs.
I am too. Phil Zehms, right?
Yeah.
What a great guy.
What a great guy.
And Don Winsett. Oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
These guys are going to kill it. Kansas City is a great town.
Hey, it's so great that they're doing the NFL draft there next year. So
I know.
We're gonna come in right before them.
The barbecue is second to none. The Negro League Baseball Hall of Fame is there. I mean, I'm excited to see this kind of stuff. So Kansas City, but you know what? Let's stop talking about it, and let's let Phil and Don say a few words about it. How about that?
Take it away, Phil and Don.
Hi, everyone. My name is Don Winsett. I'm Vice President of National Business Development for Davey Tree, and I'm one of the co-chairs for ICCFA 2023. It's going to be held in Kansas City on May 16th through the 19th, and we're super excited about this opportunity. Phil and I are very much excited about where it's going to go and what we're going to try and do, and I'm going to turn this over to Phil right now, let him introduce himself.
Well, I am Phil Zehms, and with Park Lawn Corporation right here in Kansas City. I'm the Director of Operations here for the Kansas City market, and super excited to have folks come to my hometown May 16th to the 19th, and for the ICCFA convention. We've got gangsters, we've got baseball, we've got the only World War I museum, and of course we've got barbecue. But what's better than that? Bringing professionals from all over the world right here to Kansas City to talk about cemeteries and funeral homes and pre-planning and all of the ancillary services and merchandise, things like that go along to support this awesome profession that we're involved in. And Don and I couldn't be more excited to co-chair this event and have everybody come to Kansas City.
You know, Phil, I think one of the things I'm really excited about is the fact that it's not going to be in Las Vegas. I mean, we're going to be somewhere else, and we're going to be able to see something a little bit different. Not that Las Vegas, there's nothing bad with it, but it's just the fact that I'd like to get out and basically get into an area that I don't know very well. So I'm excited to explore Kansas City and see what they have to offer there. I've only been through it one time. And so, yeah, I'm looking forward to, you're going to be a good tour guide and you're going to give us some good information.
It'll be a lot of fun. It'll absolutely be a lot of fun. I think a lot of people think, Kansas City is just a flyover city. It is so much more than that. This area where the convention is going to be, the Lowe's Hotel and Convention Center, is a beautiful, beautiful place, really super spacious, lots of great amenities that they've got there. And it's within walking distance to this great area called Power and Light, where there's restaurants and bars and other activities and things almost every single night. There's the NCAA Basketball Hall of Fame is down there as well. I mean, just you name it, they've got it. It's a great place. If you love music as well, live music, Kansas City is just rich with that. So just excited to be a part of this with you, Don.
And one of the things that Phil and I have gotten some feedback on is the fact that we'd like to get a little bit more granular with some of the speakers and maybe get a little bit more detail in some of the subjects that we're talking about. So we're hoping to be able to bring some really exciting keynote people, some really exciting speakers to get more in depth on how to do something, and not necessarily on conceptual, but actually how it's done, step A, step B, step C. And we heard that feedback. And so we were excited about trying to bring some more of that in. And so I think that's something that we're going to be really pushing for. We've got some exciting people that we've talked about as far as keynote speakers, and we're going to get more information on that as it starts to come about, and we'll get that information out. And I think also the fact that we're hoping to get a couple of new sponsors this year, people that haven't been at the show for maybe a few years or maybe never. And we're excited about that. Maybe there'll be some different suppliers of equipment. So there'll be actually some hands-on equipment that'll be there that people can see and touch and feel and really get a little bit different flavor. So I think that we're hoping to bring a little bit different ideas to it. Not that there's anything wrong with what was going on before, but it's always nice to change something up. Just like we're changing the venue, maybe we'll change a little bit with some of the suppliers that's coming in. So I know, Phil, you've reached out and you've got some community people that you might want to try to bring in. We're excited about that.
Well, it's, you know, it's kind of like just taking this beautiful slab of ribs and just putting some good old barbecue sauce on it. That's what it's going to be like, right? That we're not just going to look at that one piece. We're going to look at the whole thing and just drill down into it and look at some of the things of what stuff that people can really take home and put into action. Just like you said, there's that granular level, and really get into to some of the details of the how-tos on some of these things. And I think it's going to be a great convention. And I mean, with you and I mean, how could it be anything but great?
You know, we got some experience underneath us there. We might be able to do. We've been to one or two conferences, I think. Yeah, I think we might try a couple of different things. We're going to look at some innovative ideas to get people to the booths, and some real creative things on people might be able to say, okay, I want to try that or do that. I know last year, I think everybody just kind of came out. There was a great amount of people that came. I think this year is going to be the same amount of people, but maybe a little bit more in depth. And that's what we're hearing. That's what we want to do. And I think that'll be exciting to do as well. So what would be an exciting event, you know, at Kansas City at that time of the year? I know there's obviously going to be baseball, you know. I know that they'll probably be starting or getting ready to start with some football practices or getting ready for their summer practices. But I'm sure there's going to be some other things besides sporting events there as well.
Probably. No, yes, there's going to be, you know, that time of year. The weather is just starting to really get nice here, and the sun is shining, and you know, and all of those things. So there'll be outdoor venues for music, and there'll be there's always great things with craft beers and craft cocktails. That we've got tons of speakeasies around town. And golf will be underway for anybody who wants to come in early or stay late and play some golf. There's some wonderful, beautiful courses around the area as well. Baseball will be getting underway as we all know, and the great thing about the Royals, I'm really a Cardinals fan, but the great thing about the Royals is that you can always get a seat to one of their games. It's
a beautiful stadium. I mean, it's a beautiful stadium. So
it really is nice. It really is nice. And I'm still just bitter from the from the '87 World Series. So you don't want to talk about that at all, right? Who wants to talk about that stuff? Certainly not me. That's for sure.
Well, listen, I know that we just wanted to do a little bit of a promo to kind of get you guys excited about what's going on. I know I'm going to go and visit Phil in the next month or so and try to look at some of the sites, and we'll have some things kind of mapped out for you, and opportunities and things you might want to see. But again, we really hope that everybody gets some good excitement, gets some good wisdom out of this conference, and we really wanted to bring some different speakers in. So I think it's going to be a little bit different than what you've seen before in the past. So Bill, any last words for you?
I'm just excited to have everybody come to Kansas City, and it's going to be a lot of fun. That's all I can tell you.
Great. Well, listen, thanks again, and we look forward to seeing everybody on May 16th through the 19th. That's 2023 in Kansas City.
We'll see you then.
Thank you.